This is CBS 12 Daybreak.
Time now 7:49. New technology and the internet making video voyeurism a growing problem. It's this week's newsmaker. ESPN reporter Erin Andrews secretly videotaped in the nude while she was alone in a hotel room. It was shot through what appears to be a makeshift hole in a wall. Now, we're not going to show you the video. Video of Andrews, a former dancer at the University of Florida, was uploaded to the internet. Now, it was taken down after threats of a lawsuit. How much are you protected by the law if you're a victim of a peeping Tom? I'd like to welcome in our legal analyst, Tama Beth Kudman. Good morning.
Good morning.
All right, Tama Beth. So every state but Iowa has a law about video voyeurism. In Florida, it's a first offense is a misdemeanor.
Right.
Why so light?
Well, I think it's not so interesting as why so light. It's a legislative decision. But the issue is, what is the incentive for law enforcement to go after people when there's only going to be a misdemeanor at the end of the day? It's very difficult to track down people who are taking this videotape, and it's even harder to find the people who are then reproducing the video.
Well, why can't you just make it a felony first time out? Why is it a misdemeanor?
Well, they can, and that's a legislative decision. They absolutely could.
Okay, now let's take a look here. Most state laws are based on the federal statute. There's a federal statute here. We have it for you. It prohibits recording anyone's private areas without consent under circumstances where the victim has a reasonable expectation of privacy. Now, we know a hotel meets that level.
Right.
But what about someone shooting video up a woman's skirt in a public place? We hear about these kind of stories. What about that?
Well, that issue has arisen. And in fact, in Washington State, there was an issue where somebody was videotaping up a person's skirt, and another case where a person was videotaping through the blouse. And the issue is the wording of the statute. In Washington State, the statute prohibits videotaping or photographing through an aperture. And the courts interpreted that to mean going through the clothing or up the clothing. And again, it's an issue of statutory interpretation.
Because the federal statute makes it sound like, well, unless it's in a private place, then all bets are off.
That's right.
That's not right.
Well, it's going to be on a state-by-state basis, because each state is dealing with it differently. And again, it goes to the wording of the particular statute in each state.
But now, several states, including New York, they have laws prohibiting people from disseminating this stuff, showing it, okay?
Correct.
And a lot of the networks, we saw it this week, some of the networks took the liberty of showing some of the blurred out video. Now, the question is, what legal recourse does Andrews or any public figure or even a private figure have when they're showing this stuff when you're not supposed to be showing it?
Well, it's twofold. First of all, it's criminal, because in the state of Florida and in many others, it's criminal just to reproduce an illegally obtained video like this. And then there's the civil remedies, which is, you can perhaps get compensatory and punitive damages.
So you have networks. CNN showed it, Fox showed it, New York Post showed blurred out pictures. Are you telling me that she could sue these media outlets?
Absolutely.
But she's a public figure.
That's right. But she has still a right to an expectation of privacy within her private zone.
Okay.
And these zones of privacy are defined.
They better get the lawyers ready at the networks.
That's right.
All right. Now, how about this now? How do you protect yourself if you're accused of it when you're not? What's your defense?
Well, it's the same, that you would have in any other type of case. They have to prove that you, number one, took the videotape, and that your actions violated your state or
You're a criminal defense
statute.
attorney. Tell me in 20 seconds how you get the guy off.
Well, first of all, if you're talking about a case on the internet, it is very difficult to prove that an individual is the person who actually posted something on the internet.
Is it illegal to shoot it or post it?
Both.
Okay.
Both. And so, you'd have forensic experts who are working on the case, showing how it's very hard to prove that a particular individual either obtained or posted that particular video or photography.
All right, Tama Beth Kudman, always great information. Thank you so much for joining us here on CBS 12 Daybreak.
Thank you.
We're back in a moment.